2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. In the 9th century, Byzantine Emperor Michael III made a fatal mistake. He placed too much trust in a friend. Years earlier, while visiting the royal stables, a wild horse broke loose. A lowly stable hand named Basil risked his life to subdue the animal and save the emperor. Impressed by his courage, Michael elevated Basil from obscurity. He showered him with gifts, made him his closest advisor, and eventually promoted him to co-emperor. But power changes people. Basil was no longer satisfied playing the loyal friend. He wanted the throne, and one night, the same man who once saved Michael's life turned against him. He orchestrated Michael's assassination and seized the empire for himself. Friends can be unpredictable. They grow envious, entitled, and, when given too much power, often forget how they got there. Enemies, on the other hand, are far more predictable. They have something to prove, which makes them easier to manage. Just look at the Song dynasty. For centuries, ruling China was a death sentence. A bloody cycle kept repeating. A general would overthrow the emperor and take the throne. Fearing betrayal, he would execute his fellow generals. But soon, new generals would rise, overthrow him, and repeat the process. But then, in 960, a general named Zhao Kuangyin, later Emperor Taizu of the Song dynasty, did something different. Instead of executing his fellow generals, he invited them to a lavish banquet. There, he made them an offer. Retire in wealth and luxury, instead of living in constant fear of assassination. They agreed. And just like that, Emperor Taizu ended centuries of violent coups without shedding a drop of blood. His dynasty lasted over 300 years. Both Michael III and Emperor Taizu reveal a crucial truth. Power is not about loyalty, but about control. Friends, no matter how devoted, can turn on you when given too much power. Enemies, on the other hand, are already on guard, which makes them easier to manage. In fact, history shows that an enemy who becomes an ally is often more reliable than a friend. They know their past actions put them at risk, so they work harder to prove their loyalty. To apply this law, be wary of friends. They may appear loyal, but familiarity breeds entitlement, and entitlement breeds resentment. They rarely challenge you openly, but that doesn't mean they support you. Their betrayals are often sudden and unpredictable. Hiring friends can weaken your authority. They blur the line between personal and professional, making it hard to enforce discipline. Use enemies to your advantage. Enemies are valuable. If you have none, create them. A leader without opposition becomes blind to their weaknesses. They sharpen your focus, push you to be strategic, and give you a clear enemy to rally against. An open enemy is predictable. You know where they stand. But a hidden enemy, disguised as a friend, is far more dangerous. Loyalty is a myth. Strategy is everything. If you want power, stop relying on loyalty. Keep friends for friendship, but work with the skilled and competent, even if they were once your rivals. Because at the end of the day, a trusted friend can betray you in an instant, but a well-managed enemy will always behave exactly as expected. Law 3.